Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So this video is a special request from Vegas Prison Stories. Rick over there at Vegas Prison Stories asked for this a couple weeks ago, actually. But I've been so busy, man. There's been a lot of things that happened last couple weeks in my life. But I'm going to get to the video. I'm going to make a video talking about the Las Vegas Raiders and the first half of their season, where I think they're going to go with the remainder of their season. So through 8-9 games so far, the Raiders are 2-7, and really they should be 7-2 or 6-3 or somewhere like that, something like that. But they just can't put it together. 6 out of their 7 losses were by 7 points or less, and usually in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter at that. It's just them blowing leads. The only loss, aside from a close loss, was getting shut out against a 3-6 New Orleans, which isn't a good look either. I don't know, it's just the typical Raiders stuff you see every year. Penalties, turnovers, stupid mistakes. It's like it doesn't matter who's at the helm, who's quarterbacking, who's coaching. It doesn't matter. These problems just always occur. The Raiders, they just step on their own foot, can't get out of their own way. Devontae Adams has been a nice addition, but he hasn't been a game changer. It hasn't translated to wins. Now, maybe it would if the team could get together. Josh Jacobs has been a lone star. He's been great. Derek Carr has been okay, but he hasn't had Darren Waller. Not having him is a huge problem in their offense, especially when their offensive line is shaky as it is already. You miss a blocking guy like that and a receiving guy like that who can open up your passing attack and your running attack and your play action more. That's a big loss. Not having him. Hunter Renfro's been out most of the year. He's a nice possession receiver, nice little first down guy. So they haven't had him either. The offensive line is just a mess. Derek Carr, he's not the greatest quarterback. He's average, but he can get the job done, as we can see. It's just, the Raiders, just always something happening to them. Some blunder at the end of a game, that's all I can say. And now you have the owner, Mark Davis, backing up the coach. The coach needs to go. He can't put the team together. There's too much drama in the locker room, like always. You can't have all these... You just can't have all these headaches and distractions in your locker room. It's not going to work. As you see, it's not translating to wins. They're putting 3.5 quarters together. Once they if they could play those last 5 minutes, they can turn into a winning team. They could compete with Kansas City and San Diego and LA Chargers and Denver. And Denver's trash right now too. But Denver should be playing better. Again, it comes down to coaching, and I don't know why Mark Davis is backing up his coach. Maybe it's just the thing to do. He'll probably fire him behind closed doors. I can't see why they would keep this guy. It's just not working out. Something about he's got to fulfill his contract, and that's what you do. Come on. No one else fulfills their contract. You think we're buying that BS? But, yeah, that's where I'm going to go. In the defense, the Raiders' defense is just a mess. Their running defense is middle of the pack, only because everyone knows they can throw on them. The Raiders defense, passing defense is like 4th worst or something in the league. These draft picks that are used on pass rushers aren't panning out. Jonathan Abrams, I like the guy, but he gets hurt too much. He turns himself into a missile, man. But he's got to stay healthy, right? Other than that, man, the Raiders don't really have any talent in their defense. Couple guys, but they got to put it together. That's all. That's the message of this video. Is they got to put the team together. They do have talented pieces. They do, and we see that this team could easily be 6-3 or 7-2. But again, that's how bad teams turn to good teams. Is they can play. Even the bad teams in the NFL can play 3.5 quarters of good football. It's the last 5-10 minutes of a football game where the good teams take over and know how to win a game. And we see that with other sports too. Basketball, baseball. The good teams are clutch and they take over when they need to. They know how to step it up, and they also don't play down to their opponents. Competitive. They don't compete at their opponent's level. If you're playing a 2-6 team, you don't play, like you think you can beat them, and then the next week you're playing a good team and you want to play better, and you can't do that either. You have to take every team serious as well. And I've noticed the Raiders kind of do that. They play their team down to their team's competition. So that's the video I have. I wrote a script for this one, but I don't have it on me, and I got to go get it. It'll take me a couple of days to get. So I'm kind of doing this on the fly, trying to remember what I wrote down and what I've been reading. I had a script written, but yeah, I've been working on this for a little while now. As far as where the Raiders are going to go, man, they have no wins in any division games this year, so that hurts if they're going to even try making the playoffs, but that's probably not going to happen this year. So where they go with Derek Carr, where they go with the coaching, I don't know. If they're going to have a fire sale. I mean, you're stuck with Devontae Adams now. He's over 30 years old. They got to do something. Maybe they'll try to go for the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes next year. I don't know. Personally, I think they should have kept John Gruden. I don't know the whole story, though. I don't know how bad it got. But, I mean, for something that happened, 10 years ago, he wasn't even employed when it happened. I get it's a bad look. But I think John Gruden was kind of starting to go somewhere with this team. And they kind of went the wrong direction now. They're starting all over again, really. So we'll see. We'll see. Carr's not a spring chicken anymore either. So whether they go somewhere in the draft or they go free agency or a trade, that remains to be seen. I think the Raiders are going to need to have a fire sale and start over with new quarterback coach, all that. Maybe they bring, like I said, maybe they bring Aaron Rodgers to Las Vegas to hook up with Devontae Adams again. I don't know. We'll see. There's a long way to go, but right now it looks like the Raiders really have no hope for this season. Maybe they want to get the highest draft pick as they can. They need offensive line help, though. They desperately need that, and defensive help. But I'm out. Thank you guys for coming back to my channel. That's my video for tonight. I did a profile on the Las Vegas Raiders. I might be doing profiles on some more NFL teams coming. I kind of like this idea. If any of you guys have a team you want me to make a profile on, I can do that. Just shoot it down in the comments. All right, you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.